Final game of the penultimate round of the NRLW home and away season, and Amiatu brings it back for Parramatta. Has earned that starting berth with wonderful performances since breaking into this team in the last month or so with that trademark headgear on. And there's Kennedy Cherrington ball playing immediately for Talisha O'Neill, the veteran front rower. And now Cherrington again for Amiatu. And a nice solid start up the middle for Parramatta. Again, the Cherringtons combine, and this time Kennedy takes them on and met solidly by Matur.
Yeah, you can already see her influence, just helping direct the forwards around in the middle, and you'll see it here too in defence during this set.
Oh, what a set to start for the visitors, asking Minor Sinapati to bring it off her own try line and now driving the winger back.
I think that's what the Eels missed as well, that last tackle before a kick. It needs to be fast and hard. It needs to be a good, quick, clean play the ball so the kicker gets more opportunity, and that's what Kennedy brings into this team. And off the back of it, their defensive effort now is really starting to level up.
Brown out of dummy half. Met by Ruben Cherrington. Beautiful day on the Gold Coast. Matur and Elliston like to go to work, one after the other as a 1-2 punch. Late in the tackle count here, and it's Hale for Elliston. Up over the 40-metre line she goes. Murphy went on with the job there, gets the benefit of the doubt. Risky play on the final tackle. Pressure on the kick came from Marker, who wants it. Murphy gets there on the full. So, awesome start this for Dean Witter's side, and that tackle nearly getting away from Jamie Chapman in company with Bent. Talk about living on the edge early, the Titans. Toi Hiku, another standout performer for a team looking to avoid the wooden spoon. Just one win this season for last season's grand finalists. Here's Pearson sending it out in front of O'Neill, and must have thought about the offload to Berryman Duff. Now the 5/8 has it, turning Murphy back inboard. O'Neill, not ideal to get the front rowers' hands on it on the last, but she found Pearson, who floats it into the in goal. Dropped by Politi, pinballing around, and try time. She knows how to score them, doesn't she? Kimberly Hunt, right place, right time.
Well, haven't they started this game with plenty of energy, the Eels? And this is what Alana and I were talking about pre-game. They have the ability to upset the apple cart here a little bit. On the front foot for the majority of this 3-minute period. Nice quick play the balls, allows Rachel Pearson to get really good contact on this kick, and it's unable to be cleaned up by Politi at the back there. And Kimberly Hunt just kept pushing, and you know what I think Dean Whittles will be most happy about? There are more Eels jerseys in that final shot than there were Titans jerseys, and I think that's going to be a really big thing as this game progresses.
Yeah, we got to see a really good angle here on the Harvey Norman replay. The angle of the ball when Rachel Pearson kicked it, she just flattened it up a little bit, which allowed her to kick it on the belly, and it got so much height. That's the part that troubled Ivania Politi. She's so good in the backfield at catching balls, but it had so much height, a little bit of movement. She was unable to contain it, and the chase from the Eels, outstanding. What a start.
And it's been given the all clear eventually, probably just looking at the ricochet there and making sure the Parramatta hands stayed out of it, and also checking whether the chasers were onside.
Yeah.
This one here, yeah, Toi Hiku's hands were well away from it.
But Kimberly Hunt, she finished the game strongly for them last week. Gets them off to a good start today.
And Pearson makes it 6-0.
Just wait.
So 5th try of the season for Kimberly Hunt. back in her home state, out of Tully in Queensland. And she's had a few taken off her as well. Could have been some kind of campaign for the natural try scorer. And look what it means on a live ladder. The Titans drop out of the top 4. Canberra are in.
It's interesting, isn't it? We might see another couple of shifts. It looks like it's going to be a really close contest between these two sides, but I didn't want to put the Mickey on it. So far, a perfect start from the Eels.
Got lucky with the bounce there.
They did. That's why I kept my mouth closed. I'm not into the commentator's curse. Not from me, thank you.
Cherrington again combining with her fellow middle forward and got whacked afterwards, and the penalty is blown for the late hit on Kennedy Cherrington, who's making things happen here as we check in with Marley Silver sideline.
As you can probably see on screen, the sun is really shining here on the Gold Coast now. It was a little bit cloudier in the first game, and humidity has increased by 10%, so that could play a factor into both teams' fatigue in this match. The breeze that's coming from behind the Eels in this first half is also increased by about 10 k's an hour.
Definitely a factor in that first try, getting away from Politi. Hanging around in the ruck there, came off the Titan. Referee said, let's get on with things. Eventually taken down after the held call by Martor was Amiatu. Oh, Ruben Cherrington playing with flair. Showing it to big sister Kennedy, who helps out at dummy half. Pearson running a great line out there was Murphy. Important tackle by Bent, one-on-one on an opposing back rower. Spring in the step of Kennedy Cherrington, understandably. He's been a frustrated watcher for the last month on the sidelines. Pearson, kick back inboard, ricochets. Was it played at?
Yeah, had to be.
No, it remains the last here for Hunt. Gets away from a couple. Needs to keep it alive now for Church. Little kick in behind. Takes the Titans bounce.
It's unfortunate that that one went too far, and keep an ey out for Ivania Politi because she's got the leg speed.
Oh, they're not even 10 yet.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, for the Titans. 15-metre run for the fullback. At the start of a 7-tackle set. That's the right call. Bradley Nard didn't play out that. She was
Just in the way.
Yeah. There she is, finding Elliston. Spotted a little hole in behind.
You know, that effort from Politi, 15, 16 metres off that first carry on a 7-tackle set, sees them play the ball on tackle 3 in their own 30.
And Williams
potentially
Guthrie
score.
on the outside. Here comes Church.
Abby
Try
Church.
saver.
Abby Church, again.
Plays it 5 metres out, midway through the tackle count. First visit into the red zone for the home team. And straightening things up is Martor. They'll keep going left, you'd imagine. They're ready to put on a pet play out there. Brayley Nardi goes right instead for Kiriaratu, who throws the dummy and goes over untouched for the instant reply.
Yeah, all class from the young 5'8". Hopefully she stands up okay, but she threw a lovely pass right to left in the lead up to that and then reset herself. Great awareness that she had an opportunity on that right edge. Here's a run from Williams Guthrie. It was a really strong set from the Titans. They had all kinds of momentum. Started off with Ivania Politi from that 7-tackle set, but just holds the footy up, 2 hands. And Mahalia Murphy was just waiting to see what she was going to do. Needed to push a lot harder in defence then. The person with the ball is the biggest threat. Well, it's because she had the footy in 2 hands. She's constantly taking the line on. She had players in motion that were a genuine threat, but great awareness to just take the line on here. At pace, that double pump. Great work from Kiriaratu.
Yeah, it was beautiful work by the young half, and I think the high shot gives you the best view of her decision making, because the Eels line is what she's watching. She's looking to see what they do, and that determines what her pass or run option is going to be. And when she takes the line on like that, she looks so dangerous. Lauren Brown's getting ready for the kick, but here this.
And the extras are added. We're all locked up.
Find your front foot with me, yeah? Find your 10 metres with me, yeah? 10 metres. Stay outside.
First career try for the teenager, the first of many.
Wait!
I think so. Hopefully that gives her all kinds of confidence. We spoke about coming into this game, the lack of attack and connection at times within the halves, but she's a wonderful player. She just needs to back herself, and the fact that she did it so early on in the game is a great sign for the Titans.
Take the ball back. Take the ball back.
Turns 19 next month.
With the foot. Second one.
Born in New Zealand, Kiriyaratu gets her hands on it here. Goes to Mator.
And space. Hold here, Tara. Go to.
Now Hale, the skipper, on to Elliston.
Amelia, get on now. One foot here.
Seen that 1-2 punch a couple of times already. Brown moving it on to Bent. Parramatta backpedaling here defensively.
Wait here.
Good signs for Gold Coast responding to the gut punch of the early try here.
Okay, last tackle.
Hale to play it, just 30 metres out.
Hold. Go, not late.
Kiriyaratu on kicking duty this time. A test for Church. Sun an issue, and she passes that test beautifully.
1 foot. Wide. Go, 1.
You can just see a lot of those Eels players
Let go.
pretty slow to get back behind to play the ball. The outside backs are coming in to help out, get out of trouble.
Borderline played the ball as well from Zali Faye. Get the benefit of the doubt.
Go through. Breathing up there.
Church in amongst the bigger bodies there and gets whacked by Hale and Mator.
Go for it.
Cherrington's combined once more. Kennedy plays it on the last. Pearson again. Almost an inverse kind of torpedo. Set up nicely for Brown, who used Politi as the decoy. Veteran winger happy to bring it back. Old and young on the respective wings. There's Minor Sinapati, the teenager who came from the left wing.
I think that try to the Titans has taken a bit of the sting out of the Eels. They started the game so strongly, big energy, good line speed. It's just starting to drop away a little bit.
Oh, Elliston juggles it about 4 or 5 times and nearly juggled it there as well when she was taken down by Murphy. Great work out of marker from Mahalia Murphy. Took down Kiriyaratu. A little prompty after that, the teenage 5'8". So Brown kicks it down to Church under no pressure this time. Just 2 losses this season for Gold Coast. They were against the 2 big guns as well, back-to-back weeks against the Knights and Roosters in rounds 4 and 5. Nice run by Tui. Oh, Cherrington. Again, Mator seems to be taking it personally against Kennedy Cherrington. Second or third time they've clashed.
Gillaru's teammates.
Murphy with some footwork, but Brown chopped her down.
Yeah, Marta had plenty of time to set for that contact, didn't she? As Rachel Pearson, another lovely floater.
And Brown, confident enough to get underneath it, goes backwards for a little while. Heading towards that sideline and tucked away in the corner.
She did really well to take that. It was a floater. Just didn't stray, didn't move her eyes from the ball, kept moving her feet. That was a great take.
It's one of the best kicking games in the comp that Rachel Pearson possesses. There's a big loss at the start of the campaign for the Eels, and Williams-Guthrie screamed for a penalty, and she'll get it for the high contact.
Brittany.
She's such a good player to have coming out of trouble, isn't she? Williams-Guthrie, she's so strong. That's a high tackle and a hair pull. But I saw her last week. She came out with 3 straight arm fends right on the chest of players she was coming up against, and they just sat down on the ground. She's super strong.
Okay, Tanisha, get up. 1 foot and hold.
Don't forget the elimination final in the NRL follows this game. Wall-to-wall rugby league on your Sunday again on Nine's Wide World of Sports. And the Titans want to be part of the finals action in less than a fortnight in the NRLW. So much on the line today after Canberra's statement earlier with that win over the Cowboys. Elliston with the go forward. 2 more plays here for the Titans, looking for their first lead of the afternoon. And do they take the 2 here as the penalty is given away by Ruben Cherrington?
Yeah, that's poor discipline from the Eels. Back-to-back penalties. That was the 4th, so right at the end of the set. They're taking the tap. They're backing themselves, the Titans.
For a team used to winning by small margins, they could have gone ahead by 2 there with Loz Brown on goal-kicking duty, but they want more than that. And Elliston, a chance to find it! Right under the black dots. The Titans lead.
Well, that's why, Speedy. That's why they were so confident. You just felt back-to-back penalties. They recognised that the Eels' line speed wasn't where it was to start the game. There was a little bit of disconnect through the middle defence, and they knew they'd be able to exploit it. Really smart play from Brayley Narty. Really good setup on both edges, and the Harvey Norman replay just shows Jessica Elliston wanted this one badly. She just ducks the head, finds contact, and goes over straight between the sticks just to make it a little bit easier for a kicker.
Well, have a look at her. It's hard to see when it's slowed down, but she was just coming onto that ball at so much pace. The Eels not able to match it, but I think denying the 2 points and going for at least 4, probably 6 given where she's just scored, that shows the change in the mindset from the Titans. They know that they need to start scoring more tries. It was a simple but a clever way to do it, particularly that decision-making from Brayley Narty, but to be running onto the ball at so much pace, it was very mismatched with the Eels, and it's a great mindset to have, the Titans.
And they've turned things around already to lead by 6. Fifth career try for Jess Elliston. Just shading the possession right now and in front where it really counts by 12 points to 6, the home team.
Just watching that try again, it looked like Ruben Cherrington had been called out by the referee. That's why there was just a one-on-one tackle, and Jess Elliston one-on-one. Pretty much backing Jess Elliston.
Well, good luck stopping her that close to the line. It was Kennedy Cherrington who tried to do that. Here she is again with her tail up, putting in another solid opening shift. Loz Brown turning bent underneath. Hale again in that ball playing lock roll. Flat service from Artur, and the touch, he's called it forward. I think it's the right call, but not often it is adjudicated on that way.
Yeah, they look at the hand position on that one, and you have a look at where her fingers finished.
Right, ladies, got 20 seconds to pack the scrum.
And before that, though, the Titans just rolled through that set, finding meters at will.
Parramatta need a spark after copping 12 points unanswered. And they go immediately to the right-hand side for Toi Hiku against Chapman. That's where their strike is, with those outside backs, Toi Hiku and Hunt in concert.
It's a good battle on that edge too. Chapman, Toi Hiku.
Jade Fanua's just come on, and the number 17 jumper plays it. Pearson. Determined stuff from Parramatta's number 7. Vernon Duff lost it and then kicked it by accident, I think. Knock on is the call.
No, I thought it was the right arm of Shannon Marto who came across May have knocked it out of her arms there, Perryman Duff. But that's twice now, when they're full of running, that the halves have had to take, the right arm of Marto, the halves have had to take it in for the tackle. So you can see what Dean Witters thinks of it. But this is where their edge-back rowers and their ball runners, hardline runners, need to get themselves into position.
Even though Martor knocks it out, of course, loose carry against Berryman Duff. Knock on against Parramatta, so the Titans working their way up the field again with purpose.
A lot of purpose and intent in these runs. They're just coming onto the ball at pace.
Hale, a tremendous leader around this club. Canfield, scorer of some crucial tries this season. And Parisi fresh onto the ground. And the number 21 jumper. Riaratu. Off the outside of the boot a little. Tentative from Parramatta. Knock on is the call against Brown.
First one Titans, then Para, last tackle. Hand over. Jim, come in.
And no captain's challenge about to be launched.
Good reason too.
She got it right.
There was some opposition to it, but I think she knew she knocked it off.
Church, nice adjustment. The pass behind her from Ruben Sherrington earns the penalty here.
This will be handy
You're on the mark.
because at the moment the Titans are winning the energy battle.
There's the explanation. Second effort or flop, as we term it.
Yeah. 1 foot, wait. Daddy, wait. Go, mate. Daddy, get up! Get up! Go! Go, one.
I'd love to go to that right-hand side and set it up through Fanua first.
Jessica, get clear!
Rolled onto her back by Elliston. Just to slow things down a little. Now Pearson. And they do head right for Toya Hiku. Almost lost possession and then somehow found Hunt. Trying to get around Minor Sinapati. Did well to stay in the field of play in the end.
What? Oh.
And lost it. Touchy turns a blind eye to that. Sherrington. And Parramatta in search of their second try. Really free-flowing encounter here. Nice hands, Pearson. Berryman Duff.
Good
Shoots!
read.
Williams Guthrie trademark.
Oh. Isn't she a top shelf defender?
Pearson had to run behind a teammate. Drops it into the in goal. How's the bounce? It's another 7-tackle set given up by the Eels.
Yeah, she got that one wrong. Her timing was off. But this hit,
Front foot, front foot.
we're going to see
Look at
it
this.
again.
That's a lost ball.
Yeah, that is. Here it is. Straight in the rib.
Yeah, Niall makes up for it with a massive shot on the opposite side.
Hold here, hold here. Wait.
NWG with a little SPW treatment. Dished out.
No, that's OG and WG, for sure.
Crowd getting involved here at Seabus Super Stadium.
60 straight up.
That's just play 2 in a 7-tackle set. Parramatta under the pump big time here. As Brayley Nati is held back by Sherrington pushing the boundaries. Hale. Still Georgia Hale.
Okay, on now. 2 meters all the way. Wait.
Sherrington's getting involved defensively, but here come the Titans again. No way through for Chapman initially.
Last tackle. 17. 1 foot.
We'll planned on the last.
Right.
Hale, great tackle. Kennedy Sherrington on her opposite number,
Right, go
in
Tim.
and under.
Well, we spoke about that contest between the two
Yeah.
before the
Hit the block.
game, and it's definitely
Go with the
living
point.
up to its
Wait.
expectations. Kennedy Sherrington has
go.
been massive
Go,
for
go.
this Eels side, but a great read and hit on Georgia Hale.
Yeah.
It had to be good too because she was tracking for that try line, Georgia Hale.
turned to her teammates and said, I'm having a spell here. Kennedy Sherrington went behind into the in goal to get her breath back after some stunning defensive efforts in that set. Here's Hunt. How elusive is she? Todd Hunter on. The backup dummy half. A little clunky with Ruby Jean Kennard, who got in the road of a kicker on the previous Parramatta set. Todd Hunter will find Pearson for a better looking kick this time, in between winger and fullback. Polisi.
Just trying to catch the Eels out there with a little bit of change of direction and dropping the player under. But look at this again, Williams-Guthrie. She's a weapon. She's so strong.
Getting better and better as the season goes on. Such a durable athlete. There's Jamie Chapman, who's had trouble staying on the field and has trouble with her ball handling there, complaining about a strip, but it's play on for Parramatta.
Well, I touched on this earlier. This battle between Chapman and Toi Hiku is going to be a fascinating one. A few times we've seen them come together. That one in particular, Cassie comes up with the goods. Just keep your eye on it as the game progresses.
Nice hands from Kennard. Two of the best defensive centres in the game here. Williams-Guthrie on one side, Toi Hiku on the other. And there's Murphy, who's migrated into the edge back row role. Todd Hunter goes short side, and back on the angle, Zali Faye. Working hard to try and enter that red zone. Dodgy looking play the ball from Faye. And Kennard has one more go and does take them inside the 20. Pearson on the last. How's the kick? Tough for Chapman, reaches above and holds on.
Is she like 8 foot or something? I don't know if it's the right kick to be aiming for Jamie Chapman. Very safely handled. She's had a couple of brilliant kicks, Rachel Pearson, and then a couple of missed kicks, and that was one of them. She needed to go a little bit deeper.
Stand by, Todd Hunter, penalised, and is there more to come here? Really awkward the way the head whacked the turf for Minor Sinapati.
Yeah, she hasn't moved since this contact either.
14 and 16, that's on report.
Yeah, on report. I don't think more than that. I think she lands right on the flat of her back and then her head whiplashes into the ground.
That's impact.
Is it an illegal tackle?
She doesn't go past horizontal, but she lands her on the flat of her back.
So is the penalty the right call?
Thank you.
Or is it
Well, is
a
she
harsh
penalising
call?
her or is she just putting her on report? Because we've seen that a few times this year, which weirds me out. Definitely a penalty.
Titans 5, oh yep. Titans 5, yeah, that's her.
HIA coming up for Minor Sinapati. Will leave the field of play immediately. They might add Kennard to the on-report crew there. Both players involved lifting Minor Sinapati into a dangerous position. So the free interchange sees Lofipaw come on.
Amelia, here, wide. Just wide.
Very important phase here before half-time. Titans looking ominous. Parramatta holding on at times. And the reshuffle with Minor Sinapati off for at least the next 15 minutes. That includes half-time, so she'll be available for the second half, hopefully, as Lofipaw goes to work.
I was just about to say, I haven't seen my favourite pink headgear yet, and she just popped up. Riley Jorgensen. Be looking for her to have an impact in the last 10 minutes or so of this first half.
Parisi.
It's only a matter of time until we see her impact. What a beast.
Hale eyeing up the defensive line, and Bent trying to crash her way through. Again, Toi Hiku's created a turnover here.
Knock on Parramatta.
No, she hasn't.
Knock on.
Knock on Parramatta, they say.
All right, so knock on Para.
Well, Shaylee
We
Bent
want the
was
strike.
fairly certain. She turned around straight away and
Captain's challenge being pondered
Asked.
here. Time ticking away from Parramatta in that regard.
they're not going to do it.
All right, ladies, you've got 24 seconds to pack. Thank you.
Wouldn't mind seeing another view of it, though, just to see what the referees saw. So I think, yeah, just playing at the footy, it's right there. It's the second effort, not the first one.
Right into this one.
Good call by the touchy.
And good no captain challenge by the Eels.
Jack Ebert and Jack Klein on the sidelines. Loz Brown, Politi, how easy is that? Kiriaratu replacing Minos Sinapati on the wing, now has a double.
Yeah, that was really great work from Lauren Brown. They did have that overlap, but that set play, she chose the right option. She could have easily just exploited the fact that they had an extra number out there and the defence would have been able to scramble. But as we see here on the Harvey Norman replay, that player back on the inside, Jamie Chapman on the inside, just causes a little bit of hesitation. They're worried with that sweep, which opens up Ivania Politi, and it was a nice little tip on to Kiriaratu. But the set play was lovely. They had an overlap, but it was the decision-making and the way that Lauren Brown sold that pass and that sweep from Jamie Chapman to hit Vani Politi. Classy stuff on the left edge for the Titans.
I think that play is underutilised in the game. We see the block play all the time where the tail runner, the person out the back, sweeps out to the outside and the lead runner comes back tight on the inside. But this one in particular, this is what I call a slider play, where the inside player actually slides up and out and the outside player scoots forward and comes back on that inside line. And that is actually what really makes it difficult for the defensive line to make a decision.
And Brown trying to thread the eye of a needle. It'll be waved away.
Just wait. All right, time back on.
Kiriaratu waits 8 rounds for a try and then 2 come along at once. First in the 5/8 role and then the second as a makeshift winger. Parramatta made a brilliant start to the game. Whirlwind stuff. Got the early try and here's a chance for them as Lofipaw got an awkward bounce. And Parramatta a chance to post some points before half-time, trailing by 10.
Yeah, you're right. They did start with plenty of energy, but after about 10 minutes, it was a kick that went deep. That's what changed and swung the momentum in favour of the Titans off the back of an Ivania Politi run. But this one here is an error, Lofipaw. This is really good attacking position for the Eels. They've loaded up their right edge as well.
Pearson. Early ball for Church and nice tackle one-on-one by Loz Brown. 5 minutes before the break. They've had their fair share of ball inside the Westpac red zone. There's Boss. Apua.
There's Jorgensen just trying to have that impact in defence.
That's fine, was the call from the referee, Rochelle Tamarua. Todd Hunter, dangerous in this situation, took 4 to stop her. Poor ball, but how calm was Murphy with bodies in her vision, scooped it up. Now Pearson, plenty of room to kick it in behind.
Great kick.
And Politi met by Toi Hiku, forces one out the back.
Oh my goodness.
And now it'll be a repeat set.
Good check.
Well, they didn't just chase the kick. The outside backs were there to clean it up off Jamie Chapman. Rachel Pearson just calmly slotted it straight through. A nice little grubber kick, not only through the 2 players, but back in at the post, which helps the attacking side so much. And it was the chase from the Eels. The whole defensive line chased.
Yeah.
Jeez, my heart was in my mouth, though, when Politi tried that offload in the end goal.
A rugby union type manoeuvre. The Olympic gold medalist in rugby sevens. Oh, the bounce here, awkward. Todd Hunter kept her cool. Jorgensen nailed her in the end. Beware the pink headgear, as Brad Fittler talks, but beware that contact.
Geez, that's a good three-player tackle.
Paul letting out some frustration after that error off the kickoff. Cherrington gets chopped in half by Martor. About the tackles the Titans are putting in right now. Here's Boss Kapua scouting wide. Playing as the edge back rower now. With Murphy shifting positions. Pearson will be taken down on play 5, so it's up to Berryman Duff to take over here perhaps. Receives now, and the kick is decent. Into a dangerous spot, but Politi scoops it up effortlessly. Brown nailed by Murphy. Chapman, the outside backs getting involved here for Gold Coast.
Yeah, there's a bit of fatigue in the legs now. We're creeping up to half-time, and they did a wonderful job to defend their line, the Titans.
Hancock. What a presence to bring off the bench at this stage of the game. Scored in the last 2 games against this opponent. A win and a loss for the Titans last year. Kennedy Cherrington again pushing the boundaries on the last tackle. Does give away a fair share of penalties. But they got to the kick in the end, and Zali Faye to bring it back with 90 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, that's the thing. You just keep pushing the boundaries until the referee calls you up on it. And so far, Rochelle Tamarua hasn't called her up on it. So flirting with it, but staying on the right side of it.
But also getting through a lot of work. She's leads the tackle count for the Eels. Kennedy Cherrington. This is a good run.
Terrific run from Church, and there was company outside of it. Tui held on. Flat ball for Pearson. Oh, Kapua lost the ball in contact, and now the door opens for the Titans to add points before half-time. The lead is currently 10.
Oh.
Good tackle. Kennedy Cherrington again. Now Hale. Met by Kapua, or rather Murphy. Chance to get through this entire set now for Gold Coast. Brown goes to work, Bents. Gap closed as Pearson and Toi Hiku closed in. Brayley Nardi goes short side. Oh, they've set it up again. Oh, unselfish Kiriaratu for Chapman this time. And points on the bell for Gold Coast.
Yeah, great short side play. Lauren Brown demanded that ball to continue to pepper that left edge, but this is all off the back of their line defence. They scrambled, they worked so hard to stop the Eels from scoring a late try, and Lauren Brown just gets the interest, and then it was a simple just catch pass, draw catch pass to find Jamie Chapman. Kiriaratu did brilliantly just to make sure that winger came in, and that's the way you want to finish off your first half of footy, with a try on the bell.
Yeah, that error right on halfway by Boss Kapua, forced through the Titans' defence, as you mentioned, played a massive role. I think the Eels were starting to get a little bit of equilibrium back. They were starting to level out. And that late point surge for the Titans, it can sometimes really, really hurt you mentally going into a halftime break.
Thought Kiriaratu was about to reach out for a hat-trick in the first half, but she thought going to Chapman was the better option. The lead 14. Chance for Brown to make it 16 with the final action of the first half. Kept their cool after copping the first try of the game. Parramatta led 6-0, but now playing catch-up. And off the post and back out. So the halftime scoreline reads Gold Coast 20, Parramatta 6. Kennedy Cherrington doing it all. They let the kick-off bounce, which is always risky, but Kiriaratu, it's all working out for her today.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see her run the water out soon. Kennedy, getting involved in everything.
Part of our 9 team as well throughout the season.
Go one.
Hancock still just moving beautifully is Steph.
Trucks it up, doesn't she?
Rachel, get up! It's square, wait! Hold! Go two, quicker!
Hale. A warning on the run, I think, from the referee about being quicker there for Parramatta, but that's what it means. They're above the Broncos now, of course, if they win this game. For and against in the positive for Gold Coast. And the Broncos could miss, of course, if they don't beat the Dragons next week and if the Raiders were to win. So there's so much that will go on in that final round. Looking forward to bringing you that live and free on Nine's Wild World of Sports.
We were talking about that off air, Alana. That could be a dangerous game. Oh, there's an error here.
It's backwards, though.
The Eels.
Wow. Thought that went backwards off Zali Faye. She was always facing her own try line, and worth the captain's challenge, I fancy.
Clock on.
So too.
No, they're going to let it go. I thought it went forward.
Yeah.
Backwards, backwards, backwards all the way. Picked up.
I thought it travel forward off the right arm. But
Right,
yeah, we're talking about this off air.
The Broncos
Dragons.
and the Dragons.
That could be a dangerous game for the Broncos next week.
I think so too. I think the Dragons have found a little bit of rhythm. They're getting closer, but Tyler Nathan Wong, her involvement.
Oh, look at this for Chapman!
That's too easy.
Oh, so easy for the Titans. It's taken just 2 minutes of the second half for more points to flow.
It was far too easy. They can't blame fatigue in the defensive line for the Eels. They weren't working in sync anywhere near quick enough. A nice little set play we see here on the Harvey Norman replay. Jamie Chapman is absolutely the right person to be coming back against the grain because she's got pace, she's got power, and she's so hard to handle, but they were nowhere near her to try and stop her. You can even see Abby Church, she keeps going, and that inside push was almost non-existent, Root.
Yeah, it was Boss Kabua over-chased, and Abby Church was trying to fill that space out wide as well, and then you're right. Second rower, Amelia Murphy, just couldn't fill that space quick enough, and that's what Jamie Chapman took full advantage of. She's such a good mover, but that was an easy one for her.
It was too easy. Too easy. Lauren Brown, though, footy in two hands. She's looking out onto her edge, just selling that dummy. They bought it.
Not feeling it with the goal kicking, though. Hands over responsibilities here, Loz Brown. With Kiria Ratu taking over. Trying to convert this try from Chapman. And that slices away as well.
Away. Stay outside.
So 5 tries to 1 here. Just
Wait,
2
Sally.
converted by the Titans. They've left some points out there so far as the goal kicking is concerned, but in command here, leading by 3 converted tries now. And a few jump the gun here. Looking to latch onto the short kickoff, and Parramatta are just imploding on the Gold Coast.
Oh, well, this is where discipline is so important for the Eels because, like
In
we
the
said,
middle,
they
in the
started
middle.
the game
No, no,
really
no.
well, plenty of energy, but since then, there's been a couple of times where they've just switched off or they haven't been putting into those effort areas. And it's going to come back and haunt them.
Play the ball incorrect. Kennedy Cherrington again pushed the boundaries, gets away with it.
Well, she's someone that can lift the energy for the Eels, and they'll have to because they're a fair way off at the moment.
Right, clock on.
That line defence was pretty horrendous to try and stop the Titans. But all it takes is one momentum shift, and this could be it. They need to stay up. Their energy needs to lift the Eels.
Let's go down to Marley Silver.
Well, the Titans had that stunning start to this second half with the Jamie Chapman try, and she is also bolstered by having the return of Destiny Minno-Sinapati on her outside as she passed her HIA at halftime.
It's square. Hold.
So we can get Kiria Ratu back into a more central position. And the 6 on their back as well. There's Kapua.
It's square wide.
And there's Destiny, the teenage winger. super campaign in her rookie season. Fanua. Running into Martor. Oh, they got away with that somehow. Not sure that pass was intended for Berryman Duff, but worked out just fine. Pearson gives it everything. Into the in goal that goes, and fumbled by Minor Sinapati. There'll be a repeat set.
Cassie Toihiku again coming up with a really strong play here. I'm pretty sure she hits her cleanly.
Well.
Yep. An error there for Minor Sinapati. Good to see that she's back from that HIA, but this is much better work for the Eels.
The only try came from a similar situation off a Pearson kick. Fine bounce for Church to give it back to Murphy. Jerrington. Pass a little behind Pearson and all a little clunky as she ran behind Kapua, Abby Church. Had to give herself up. Short side for Pearson. Oh, Kapua on the end of a short ball, not intended for her, I fancy, and that sums up Parramatta's day.
Yeah, they're well and truly out of sync at the moment. If it was intended for her, the pass was far too hard out of the hands from Rachel Pearson, but just a little bit out of sync. We saw Abby Church have to pull up, to play the ball before that, and their timing is just off.
Tough watch right now for their coach, Dean Witters. Best laid plans and all that. Look at Politi trying to create an extra number off the centre field scrum. Nati gives it to Jorgensen. Running her front for the quick play the ball she's after. Kiriaratu again, back inboard for Politi. Important tackle, Murphy holding on. Berryman Duff over the top. Offloads will only grow as this second half goes on, you'd imagine. Hale can give her fair share away. Martor combining with Hancock. And there's the offload. Dumped out the back and knocked forward by Martor.
I was going to say, Rochelle took a little while to blow the penalty there, but she was definitely offside. Brayley Nati.
Stay onside.
As we watch the replay of the offload, and this is why there was an issue. Shannon Marto knocks it on. Brayley Nati picks it up, being in front of her.
The offload wasn't a bad idea. She just didn't angle it in the right position. Marto was directly behind her, and it just came out of her hands right. Still looks like a way that they can really worry this Eels side, that second phase footy, getting that late offload away.
Decent run from a standing start in the end by the boss. Pearson. Berryman Duff and Murphy. More clunkiness from Parramatta.
It's just the execution of those last passes. And if you're going to hit a lead runner like that, it needs to be flatter and a little bit softer as you're trying to catch going into traffic.
It's already the highest score all season for these Titans with 24 points under their belt already. Sinapati. Lovely legs tackle from Kennedy Cherrington once more. Dragging Kapua out of there just in the nick of time. Chapman in search of a hat-trick. Same for Kiriaratu. They've both got doubles already. Hancock. Hit by Kapua. She'll play it on the last. Kiriaratu takes some space. And nice read by Faye, who could afford the juggle this time. Two tough defenders finishing off the job there. You don't want to look up and see the pink headgear and then Williams Guthrie in the vicinity as well. Good luck getting past those two. Titans really muscling up defensively here. 3 tackles made. And Parramatta yet to get out of their own 20. Altor follows the instructions. Pearson got a flat ball that the fans thought was forward. Toi Hiku flicks it to Kapua. Does the same for Todd Hunter, who throws the intercept. It was all too tight for that pass.
Well, there's just one too many there. Usually after the second, you don't really want to try and push for a third offload unless it's very, very clear. But that turnover gifts the Titans possession. Look, they're 35 metres out midfield. Look at their run shape, both sides. They're ready to roll.
Aratu with Jorgensen back on the angle. Just shading it inside the Westpac red zone. Politi, Kiriaratu, nice tackle. Tui.
She was looking for that pass, but Williams Guthrie just overran it. So great job from Kiriaratu to hold that. It would have been a forward pass.
Artur flicks it out the back. Big chance here for Elliston. Already scored one.
Stick to your strengths.
She was never going to pass it. Not ever.
Took 5 defenders to get involved. Now Brayley Nati intercepts.
Again.
Toi Hiku turns defence into attack, has to hold onto the footy here and does.
That was outstanding. Another brilliant read in defence. Just to come out of the line and pluck that. That's the second time she's changed the momentum for the Eels, but this time they need to get it right. Have a look at this. Oh, that's all class.
All or nothing play, otherwise Chapman was over for her hat-trick. And they're inside the opposition half now for Cherrington.
Oh.
Chopped in half, what a battle. Martor v Kennedy Cherrington.
She's got a little one back there, Shannon Martor.
Pearson almost opening things up, but the other front rower makes the tackle, Elliston. So Pearson out of play on the last again, so Berryman Duff drops it towards the try line. Brown, so brave. It's whacked by Murphy, and she'll stay down here, I think. That was knees in the back, potentially.
Geez, this was a brave take by Karina Brown. She was brought forward onto the ball with that shortness of that kick. And she just put her body on the line. Watching it on replay might give us a better view of what happened.
Here's a look. High tackle by Murphy, potentially.
Is it the right arm that collects her high there?
Oh, great technique.
That was such a good
Things
tackle.
you love to see, big shots.
Karina Brown getting back to her feet now. Interesting to see whether Mahalia Murphy is penalised for what we saw on that replay. The contact around the cheek and chin for Karina Brown.
Well, she's sort of grasping at her back there. That's where contact with the legs was made by the Eels defence.
No penalty. Matt Noyen in the bunker is okay with the contact.
Two markers, just wait. Wait, Karina, wait.
And away we go again. 13 minutes into the second half. Home team in a dominant position. Karina Brown still fighting for breath.
If we're looking for a heat pack for that back tonight, it's going to seize up as it cools down.
Bent. Always a willing ball runner out on that left edge, her preferred side. Play the other side a lot at the Dragons. Kezzy Apps loves playing left edge. seen that in her first season with the Tigers for Kezi. Here's Kiriaratu. Decent purchase on that, clearing the fullback comfortably. And bouncing ball, getting away from Church. Brown clever, it remains the last. Hale with the go forward. Can she get it away? We'll have to hand it over now.
She might have had to have been reminded there, Georgia Hale. What a kick from Kiriaratu. And the bounce in the favour of the Titans, but still probably had the opportunity to finish that set a little bit better with a kick.
Amiatu back on for stint number 2 and ready to go.
Oh, look at that leg speed.
Powerhouse run. And hasn't the 2023 NRLW season been action-packed? You can still be part of it. Get your tickets to the final round. And, of course, the finals to come after that. Head to nrl.com/tickets to secure your seats today as Church was held and played it off the mark originally. Now in the right spot.
Geez, it's a big 10. It's like 12, 13 metres.
Chapman up in the face of Toi Hiku. Fanua. Again, Titans defence. Strong. It's up to Pearson to go high again. Aliti judging it beautifully in flight. Was beating tacklers until Toi Hiku got involved.
Well, Eels seem to have gotten to a bit of an arm wrestle now after leaking those early points at the start of this half. But they need to stay in it. Defensively, they need to make sure their tackles count. They've missed 27 already. Their initial contact needs to be really strong.
Ball came loose there. Williams Guthrie wants the challenge, though, I think. Challenge, challenge, challenge is her cry. Here we go.
Top off. Manny, coming in tackle 3. Titans a challenger on-field decision of a knock-on.
She was very confident, wasn't she? His hands on the ball.
The Parramatta players are just making a tackle. There is no intent to strip. The challenge by the Gold Coast is unsuccessful.
I always worry about those ones close to the touchline because the touch is right there.
Still wants to debate that one as we check in with Marley.
The official crowd attendance here today is 2,086, and while it might be a bit of a smaller size, they are certainly loud and passionate, these fans, mostly Titans fans. I'm seeing cut-out heads of some of the players, a big contingent for Jess Elliston too, so they're loving it.
Williams Guthrie taking out some frustration with that tackle on Murphy. Short side raid here for Berryman Duff against Kiriaratu, the 2 number 6s head-to-head. Determined stuff from Parramatta's number 6. Amiatu, good play to come off the back of that. Yes. Amiatu! What a rookie season she's putting together.
Well, I spoke about this woman being one of my favourite new players in the Eels lineup, and this is why. When she comes on, she's got really good leg speed. She moves her feet quite well for such a big player, and she's just tough. And a forced error in their own half, and look at this movement. She stood up 3 Titans players and ran over a 4th to score these 4 points. She just wanted it.
Yeah, that's great footwork from the big girl, but she also got a pretty quick play the ball. Berryman Duff in the lead up. She made a good charge down that left edge and was able to keep her feet, get a quick play the ball, and to put her hand up to want that next run. That's the way to go, but lovely footwork, just taking those Titans players on and saying, here I am, I'm dominating the NRLW.
One of so many teenagers in the comp taking their chance with both hands this season. First career try, but she's had some standout runs that have led to points for Parramatta this season. Pearson's strike is perfection.
Stay on side, Niall. Wait, Jessica.
So another player getting off the mark so far as try scoring is concerned in the NRLW today, Tyler Amiatu.
Yeah, that'll do wonderful things for the 20-year-old's confidence. I spoke to their assistant coach, Kate Mullally, a few weeks ago, and she can't quite believe that she's playing the top-tier footy. Well, you better believe it. An outstanding player. She's made her way onto the starting team for the Eels and just continues to deliver, but hopefully that confidence just bolsters her right up because she's some kind of player.
Church. Going close to winning Parramatta's best and fairest this year. And Murphy.
Oh,
over the top of Williams Guthrie, if you don't mind.
She just tried to pick her out in the line then. She didn't even try and step. She just dropped everything she had into her.
And Amiatu takes on Jorgensen. Confidence levels have grown for the blue and gold. What's Pearson got this time? Stabs it across field. Great read by Chapman in the right place, but driven back by Toi Hiku.
You can see what she was trying to do. She was trying to land it where the sun and the shade collide, because that's much harder for a defender to try and spot the ball cleanly. But on that one, she probably just needed a little bit more height. Test Jamie Chapman out a little bit more.
Eno Sinapati, left-hand fend, working beautifully. Short side, they've used it a lot successfully today, the Titans, and that time Williams Guthrie got rid of Murphy. They're taking it personally, those two. Jorgensen. O'Neill given the hurry up to get off Jorgensen. Great hands again, Kiriaratu. The game is in slow motion for her. Kick finds the chest of Zali Faye. Nice chase. Shaylee Bent didn't let her get on the outside.
Haven't we seen some displays from the rookies this year? And Marley, you and I were chatting on the podcast this week about putting together a class of 2023 team of the year for the rookies. There's a few out there today.
Absolutely. I've been thinking about you in this second half, Roo. We've got a tough task on our hands when you look at the likes of Amiatu, who just scored her first try, Kiriaratu scored 2 today, and then Jorgensen, who I know you love so much. This is going to be a really tough rookie side of the year to pick. Roo, is there any standout out of this game that you think is a must-have in that side?
Well, the Headgear sisters probably making a genuine push, and Kiriaratu is definitely going to be in the mix.
Oh, she did well then, Ivania Kalidi. That ball had a lot of movement. Safe as houses.
Now Brown putting her head down off the back of it. Terrific run. Here's a look at the sequence of tries today. Titans stringing together 5 unanswered before that reply from Amiatu moments ago. Some impetus here, courtesy of the work of Kaliti and Brown, and now the front rower Elliston gets involved. 14 minutes left in the contest, 12-point differential right now. And Parisi was screaming for it, received from Hale. Quick play the ball, options now for Lofipaw. Oh, what a kick! Try saver, Abby Church again.
2 markers.
Looked like Lofipaw was stepping around her.
Well, who do we credit here? Because that was great work from Lofipaw. Great recognition. She nailed the grabber, but then Abby Church to clean that up. She has been outstanding for the Eels this year. Her effort plays her through the roof. Here she is taking a hit up.
That's a penalty.
She'll get her side a penalty, but
Hi, no, 21.
more times than not
Caution,
is
21.
just in the right position.
21.
Got a great read on the game.
Kennedy, no need for a push. We've got the penalty, yep. Don't kick for touch.
A couple of Parramatta key players
wow.
in the wars, and the touch finder picked off by Karina Brown.
What a play by Karina Brown, the veteran. That was amazing. She's copped another whack in this tackle here.
Shocking kick by Pearson, though. The touch finder did not get hold of that at all. And instead of marching up the field, they're defending their line here. Parramatta under the pump again. Loffy Paul so close to that try a moment ago. No looker from Hale for Elliston. Keeps the legs pumping. And they're all offside.
7 offside. It's a 10 metre, not quick.
Can't get the quick tap from inside
Rachel
the 10.
offside.
So Elliston
Jessica,
scampers back
come
out.
This side. It's a tap, just wait. Okay, with the foot. Lay on, no tackles.
Old-fashioned stuff.
I was going to say, it's an old school tap there.
Reese stood up through it all. Coffee Paws surface behind Hale a little. Kiriaratu though, trying to make it work for Canfield. Well done Berryman Duff defensively with Tui. Feel like more points are brewing here for the Titans. Hale just setting things up, and now there's real depth to the open side if they want to head that way. Paw does so through Brown. Runners in motion. Politi ran behind Chapman. And now creating. Hunt did enough. In company with Pearson. Back to Brown, centre field. Ball comes loose, and it was helped out of there by Kapoor, I think.
Well, the pressure's just mounting for this Eels side. All because Rachel Pearson couldn't get that clearing kick away. They should have been on the front foot, and they're having to absorb all kinds of pressure.
Would have won the challenge
They
there,
would
I
have.
think, Parramatta.
They would have won the challenge, Speedy. You're absolutely right. Loose carry by Lauren Brown. But the Titans surging.
Go right or left. Loffy Paw assessing the numbers herself. Goes to the left-hand side. Brown. Chapman on the angle. Another slip in the defensive line, and a hat-trick for Jamie Chapman.
Well, there it is again. They tried it. She scored a try. And why not do it again? Jamie Chapman coming back against the grain. Lauren Brown knew that it was the right play. A little bit flat-footed. That inside push from the Eels defence. We see here on the Harvey Norman replay. She gets it from Georgia Hale. That's the bonus of having Georgia Hale. Being able to ball play that little bit wider, causing that outside edge defence just to come with her. That first double pump, make sure they do a little bit of an unlucky slip, but the footwork from the Eels were all heading towards the sideline, and having Jamie Chapman coming back against that momentum, back against the grain, a little hit and spin that close to the line, they were never going to stop her, the Eels.
Yeah, it was amplified by the kick or the pressure next to the ruck. The B defender, who's the second off, shot up and in on an angle instead of just up and square, and then obviously the slip added to the woes for the Eels. On bound. Nailed that one.
Yep. That time the 2 points added for a lead of 18 now for the home team. And the players have talked about bringing a title to the Gold Coast for the first time. That's their motivation this season. And a lot of people's motivation is to get to Vegas next year. For the first time, the NRL is headed to the sports and entertainment capital. You can be part of it. Head to nrl.com/Vegas
7 seconds.
to watch the likes of Latrell Mitchell and the Roosters, Manly and Storm all in action.
I think we should still send an NRLW game over as well.
Wait.
They should have. They should have sent one over. I truly believe the NRL should have sent an NRLW team.
There's still time.
2 teams over.
Let's do it.
Origin 1
Kennedy, get square.
in a 3-game series.
Any NRLW game or any big women's game would be fantastic.
Yeah, you're telling me that the Americans wouldn't love seeing that from women's. That's all we hear is the reaction when they watch rugby league. How good's this? Can't believe they're not playing with any equipment. Imagine if they saw 2 of our best NRLW sides in front of their crowd.
Going
Will they be
toe-to-toe.
asking for it back the next year? They would love it.
What about the little workshop we just put together? That wasn't premeditated, is
No.
it?
Can you tell I've been thinking about this for the last few weeks?
Can you tell I want to go?
Why shouldn't they be going?
I reckon Origin 1, there you go, a 3-game series. Then New South Wales can host one, Queensland can host one. You've got the 3-game series you're after.
See, you're the class that I need. Strip back the emotion, make it realistic, make it make sense. Thank you, Speedy.
After the mistake midfield. Parramatta looking for a late flourish here.
She hasn't stopped today, Kennedy Cherrington. Huge inclusion for the Eels, and that work rate has certainly been matched by expectations.
O'Neill slots in at acting dummy half. Finds Pearson. Church at full steam. Stopped by Lofipour and Parisi.
The gap closed really quick for her.
And they shift it via Pearson. Through the hands of Murphy. That's a knock-on eventually.
Knock on the ground.
As it was tough for Tui.
It was tough because of the pressure from the Titans' defensive line. They did it really well. The passes weren't perfect, but I think that all came down to the pressure that the Titans were putting on. A little bit off the mark. When someone's up in your face like that and you don't have a perfect pass to your chest, it's a lot easier to drop it than catch it. So put that down to the defensive efforts of the Titans.
Politi always dangerous in this situation. A little bit more room to move off the centre field scrum. Titans have done what they had to today. Boosted their for and against. And are banking the 2 competition points to take them back inside the top 4 with 1 round to go. Still be work to do next week, though, against the Raiders, who won earlier today here. More points would always be handy, of course, because they'll be 2 points ahead of the Raiders getting into that final round. Canberra will need to win by some kind of margin to replace the Titans. As Brown's kick goes into the in goal, and Hunt touched it, did she?
Touch, Eels.
Yep.
Goal line drop.
There wasn't much pressure from the Titans' kick chase there. She had a little bit of time up her sleeve, but that's where when you're fatigued and things aren't quite going your way, bounce of the ball beat her the first time, then she played it at the second, but you just need comms from your support players just to let you know how far away they are, how fast they're coming.
That's what it means right now. The Titans jump to 3rd. Broncos play the Dragons next week, who can't play finals but can play spoiler for Brisbane. And Canberra, you can see that differential now for and against. The Titans +10, the Raiders -9. They'll be playing one another. So at the moment, a 10-point win for Canberra would see them leapfrog the Titans, but another converted try here would be handy. Brown. Chapman in search of number 4. Denied by Pearson. Still time for Chapman to get another one, the way this is going. Hancock for a 3rd try in a row against Parramatta. And sent backwards just in the nick of time. Brown from dummy half. What an effort by Church. Got down low.
Held up, last tackle.
And there's the held up
Time
call.
off.
Brown, Church stretching out. Cramp at the moment.
Lauren on the 10
That's
metre.
a drama for Parramatta. No fullback potentially for the final play here. She's back to her feet, but not moving so well. Abby. What have they got on the final play here? Politi demanding it. Lofipour showing it. Kick is handy. Fullback struggling. What a bounce. And Faye won't be getting out of it.
Well, they had enough time to set that up, and Lofipour did really well just to hide the ball. When she had that inside runner, she hid the ball so the Eels couldn't see where it was, and then just placed a lovely little kick. Here it is. Oh, we missed that, but that just opens up the space and allows her to get in that clean grubber. She weighted it perfect, and of course the kick chase was there.
Good clean handling by Faye under enormous pressure with the high bouncing ball. The legs tackle by Murphy. She's all action in attack and defence. Strong work by Ruben Cherrington over the top, trying to force that ball free, but Mator had the ball security, and Hancock winds up again. Beware the offload from Steph, and Amiatu denied that. Numbers here. Kiriaratu goes to work. Williams-Guthrie is, try saver from Faye, knocked forward from her. So I think it's a try in the end for Zara Canfield.
This will be a try.
Well, it was great work by Zali Faye to try and rip the ball out, but then right on the money. The Titans just staying alive. And the Harvey Norman replay will probably unpack this a little bit for us, give us a better view of how things actually went down. But a nice play the ball there. The ball comes out cleanly, and then Kiriaratu just holds it up a little bit just to try and create a one-on-one for her centre, who is fantastic. And Canfield, like we said, she stays alive, puts the ball down. I'll just want to check all of this handling through here. I think the other angle was better on the Harvey Norman.
Here we go. Faye is allowed a strip, of course, one-on-one. And I don't think it's ever gone forward out of Williams-Guthrie's hand.
All cleared.
Canfield clean. Try will stand.
It was really silky work from Kiriaratu. Her timing, she looks almost effortless. Just in the way she runs the footy, she holds it up really nicely. A little bit of late footwork. She did really well. So too Zali Faye, she was so close. So close in saving that try, but just the effort and the numbers around the ball. This is the most points the Titans have scored in a game.
Oh, stubbed her toe. Not the connection that Loz Brown was after. He didn't really need those 2 points, we don't think. This is coming up next on Nine's Wild World of Sports. What a reception getting off the Sid Fogg's bus for the Newcastle Knights in front of the home fans. Ready to go toe-to-toe with the Canberra Raiders in an elimination final at a sold-out McDonald Jones Stadium. Must-watch television on your Sunday afternoon coming up next.
Can you imagine Newcastle today? Wowee. What a place to be.
Just jumped the gun again there, but the short kick-off was about to come off, but Murphy took her eyes off the footy.
Yeah, it nearly paid off. She's had a good game too, Mahalia Murphy.
How do you think Andrew Johns is feeling right now? He's made the trip up the freeway.
He'd be nervous.
So nervous.
He'd be so nervous.
The leg would be going, just tapping away. Tap, 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 tap.
He'll be part of the coverage. Referencing that grandstand. Look at McDonald Jones.
Yeah, they had a camera on him last week. I think today's one will be even more entertaining.
I think both of you were challenging the Titans to score points today, and they've delivered.
Yeah, they've done really well, the Titans. A little bit of variation in the way that they're playing. A few key players have really stood up, I thought. Lauren Brown at 7, Ivania Polides had a great game too. Kiriaratu, she's been shuffled around a little bit. But this is the 5th time the Eels have conceded more than 30 points this season.
Jess Elliston loves the camera, doesn't she? Striking a pose for us.
She's not shy. But both her and Georgia Hale getting a rest.
Karen Murphy's done a great job with these Titans, bouncing back from a poor campaign last time around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the key players have really taken the lead throughout this entire season. Their forward pack is very strong. Georgia Hale has excellent leadership, especially considering how young their halves are. Very, very good showing.
Yeah, backed in those young halves. Lockiport again slotting in today off the bench. Kiriaratu, breakout performance really today. And now Berryman Duff, taken down awkwardly. And is that a cramp kicking in? I think it is. No time off. Just got to get back to your feet and go again for Church. Faye maintaining the width. Still one more play here for the ultimate consolation try for Parramatta. Todd Hunter stabs it in behind, and that should do us. The siren will sound, and the Gold Coast Titans Real finals contenders in 2023. They're up to third on the ladder with yet another win at home in front of 2,000 fans here on the Glitter Strip. 3-1 record at home this season, and big winners today by 34 points to 12.